The Mother Plane. The following statement was made by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. It is dangerous to declare war and opposition against God, Allah. It is foolish to think that you have the power and the skill to block God's plan. It is foolish. Today, America's government is trying to absolutely hide the knowledge of what she sees and what she hears of the truth. As God, Allah, has said to me, and I have taught it to you, that there is a plane in the sky above America, made like a wheel, which is the fulfillment of the prophecy of Ezekiel 10th chapter, 1st verse, that he saw it in a vision, that it rose up from the earth so high that it looked dreadful, and that there was nothing above it except the starry canopy. Today, that plane is in the air, and the scientists and the astronomers of America have seen it here. Mr. Cowell, an ex-general of the United States Armed Forces of America, bears me witness that it is up there, and have dotted around America's planes in the sky, her in America. He wrote a book on it and condemns America for keeping it a secret. But the government wants to make it all a lie, that there is nothing like this going on, that there is no truth to no flying saucers. Maybe there is no truth to no natural flying saucer, but there is plenty of truth to circular planes. Planes made like a wheel up in the sky. There's plenty of truth to that, and the scientists and astronomers bear me witness here in America that it's up there. The mother plane was shown to me, now 30 years ago, by God himself, Master Fard Muhammad. I have seen this plane and have sketched it many times. As Almighty God, Allah, sketched it to me, I followed the sketching of his. Today, you would like to dismiss it as a lie, but those who peep through the glass, the telescope, and see this plane, do not consider it a lie. With my own eyes, along with my wife and my sons, and my laborers with me and other people here in Phoenix this year, in May, stood and looked at that same plane dotting through the sky. An absolute man-made planet, moving at such terrific speed that you could hardly imagine it, flickering amid the stars of heaven. Out of the reaches of the devil's fire, you can't reach it, you can't shoot it down, it's impossible. You can't go to it, you can't capture it, it's impossible. I say, my listeners, know that the doom, the judgment approaches. Know that it is time to repent. The following lesson comes from the Supreme Wisdom Department, established by Almighty God Allah himself. Our mother plane. 1. The mother plane is made of the finest steel in Asia. 2. It was made on the island of Nippon, Japan, in 1929, and also took flight that same year. 3. Black, brown, red, and yellow scientists built the mother plane. 4. The scientists did not know what they were building. 5. Her size is half-mile by half-mile square. 6. Her shape is oval. 7. Her speed is up to 9,000 miles per hour. 8. Her flying ability is 9,000 miles per hour in any direction, up or down, to or fro, in any direction without making a complete directional turn. 9. Her contents are 1,500 small circular planes, as the devil calls them, flying saucers. 10. These small planes carry 3 bombs each. They also shoot flames of fire. 11. The black men who pilot these small planes have been taught from the age of 6 that they are to do a special job. 12. These pilots can hit any spot in America, blindfolded, as the devil will soon see. 13. The bombs that the small planes contain weigh 2 tons each. 14. They are designed to drill into the earth upon contact, and drill from 1 to 6 miles through stone and rock, and to explode, destroying civilization or any living matter, or life, within a 50-mile radius. 15. After these bombs explode, a poisonous gas is found to snuff out the remaining life, if any still exists. 16. The purpose of the mother plane is to destroy the most wicked place ever to be on the planet Earth at any time, America, the great mystery Babylon. 17. Her position is 40 miles out from the Earth's sphere. 18. She holds this position from 6 to 12 months at a time. When this time is up, the mother plane comes into the atmosphere to take in fresh air for our brothers inside, then she retakes her position. 19. At the dropping of the bombs, the flames will reach 12 miles in all directions. 20. When the destruction comes, America will burn 390 years and take 610 years to cool off. The great mystery Babylon, America, will perish in the flames of fire. Allah will even cause the air which we breathe to ignite along with the atmosphere. Every atom will burn in and over America from a height of 12 miles down. The following statement was made by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. The country of America will be littered with leaflets from the sky, with readings like this: "You have from 8 to 10 days to return unto your own. The time of this world is at hand." The leaflets will be written in both English and Arabic, so God, Allah, taught me. After the warning from the sky will follow total destruction by the intense heat of fire.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said to us that when you kill one of the least of his, he will kill 10 of the best of yours. Now let's see. Now, and I should say that Yusuf was already one of his. Whether he knew it or not, Yusuf didn't belong to his mama or daddy. He belonged to the author of life itself. Yusuf went into Bensonhurst, an Italian Jewish neighborhood. Yusuf was shot dead by members of the Italian community. Within a week, a plane load of Italians leaving Cuba blew apart, and they do not know why that plane went down.
You're quoted as having said when an airliner crashed with a number of white people on board that you were glad it happened.
The white race in this country collectively are guilty of these crimes that our people are suffering from collectively, and therefore they would suffer some collective disaster, collective grief. And when that plane crashed in France with 130 white people on it, and we learned that 120 of them were from the state of Georgia, the state that my own grandfather was a slave in, why, to me, it couldn't have been anything but an act of God, a blessing from God, and I frankly and sincerely pray for similar blessings from Him to repeat themselves as often as He can spare them.
In the Bible, there you have prophecy of a wheel in a wheel in the book Ezekiel. This represents that Ezekiel wheel you read of in the Bible. They actually have it up there. It's up there now. The devil knows it's up there. This is why he is continuing. I wanted to be sure he heard it. To go up and make planes that can fly so swift that if he could discover it in the skies, he would be able to get back to it and throw a rocket in it before ever that he could move. He's making planes to search the space with the high speed known to his scientists. And this wheel in a wheel here, that Ezekiel prophesied of, that it got so high up in the air that it looked dreadful. This wheel is up in the air now. This is what they're trying to locate from the moon. if they could get a good stationary place on the moon and watch for this plane. He would drop that bomb on the earth, and that his height would be something about 20 miles above the earth when he dropped it. Not getting too far the atmosphere, because he wanted to use the atmosphere to help guide his bomb. So that this bomb, when it strikes the earth, it will start right into the earth. It has a bomb that is timed, and that it has a little motor to the bomb, that when it strikes the earth, that motor automatically goes on and takes that bomb 1 mile into the earth before ever it explodes. When it explodes, it put up a mountain 1 mile high. That's a powerful bomb. Allah taught me that that's the same type of bomb that God used to make mountains on the earth. It's the same thing. It goes into the earth with a very speedy motor, taking it right on through like an air hammer. It don't dig out, it just sucks the stuff right on into the earth, like an air hammer, chiseling down into the earth. And when it gets its time to not explode until it gets a mile in the earth, they have in this bomb the type of our type of dynamite that they use to bring up the mountains of Everest mountain range. Powerful dynamite. It's more powerful than America is using. America uses 30% dynamite. And these people have their bombs equipped with 100% dynamite today to blast just a few mountains across the continent of North America. And that these mountains, pulling up out of the earth from that blasting away bomb, it will kill people for 50 miles around that crater it makes, pushing up a mountain on each side. And this will go into action when America starts using her high explosion, dropping it from there. This thing will come out and get us. They carry 1,500, or rather this plane carries 1,500 of these small bomb planes. Each one of the bomb planes carries 3 bombs, and these 3 bombs will take these bombs over an area of just what I said to everyone is dropping a bomb at to cover and to destroy for 150 miles where it was dropped. excuse me for my lengthy time, but I want you to try and understand this, and I want you to be looking out for it any day. I have seen that plane. This is no perfect drawings of it, but the brother did the best he could. That's a powerful plane. It can dot in the skies just like you see what they call those things that the flying saucers. Right through the plane measures 1 mile. I'll also be plane. As I tell you, if you find me lying on what I tell you or he said, I'll give you $10,000 out of my brother's vest pocket. And if he don't happen to have it, I will ask you to loan it to me, and then I'll pay you back. I see it. I saw this plane. This plane can move about into space so wisely until their way of trying to shoot them out of the sky. You never catch this one. There's a scientist, more than a scientist. I think the 4 or 5 own this plane. There's a half a mile by half a mile. And this plane, you may see, look like up here. But it can dot out of your eyesight so fast until it didn't look like nothing before. You will see this plane one day. Because this plane have a civilization on it. They stay up there a year, and sometime a year and a half. And that plane, it's a wonderful thing. Dreadful looking thing. I'm not trying to deceive you. I'm trying to show you what you're going to see pretty soon. I stopped trying this plane for years. But now I think I should go back to it. Because they seem to be up there fixing it up to come near to the earth. When America think that she is going after this plane, she admits she saw it. Then those scientists own that plane. Go to Washington and change America so that she can't come forward to the plane. She can't shoot it. Write in your paper if you want and tell him what I'm telling you. See if he'll try and deny it. They know he's up there. I sit down and I talked with them years ago about it. They asked me a question. They have the drawing. They have a whole blackboard up there that they taken from us when they arrested us. And I had drawn the plane and wordings, and they taken it to the FBI's office, and there they have it there today. Because they knew this to be true, and they admitted it to me that is true. But I said to you, brothers, and the day when that thing is seen in the sky of America, make haste and run to some folks. There'll be 2 scientists on every 2 blocks. They'll be guiding you to tell you where to go. Everything has been prepared while we were sleeping. to save us. That's a terrible thing, though. Those little dots there that you see that he made in that circle of the plane represents motors, great giant motors, to carry this plane. Then, well, that plane is like Jesus was. Jesus was a sanctus, and he could tune in on you and I and tell what we're thinking on. And when the Jew would be planning to come to him, he's tuned up on them. He listened at them. If they said it go this way, he'd go this way. That's why he could never catch it. He knew what the Jew was thinking about and knew what they was planning. Now to have one out of every 100 over there that can tune up on us over here to tell what we're thinking about. Think over there. We're pretty smart people. You can do it yourself if you will take time, clear your mind, and then go get into some place where no one will annoy you and concentrate on nothing but that wheel or that brother. And after a while, you hear what the brother is saying to himself. And maybe you hear the motor going on in the wheel. It is not that we are such people that we have to wait and see everything happen before we know what's going to happen. We would not be God if we did not know what was going on all around us, among other than God. No. There is nothing strange if I had a few scientists and 1, 2 may be in here, but he wouldn't know it. He'd bear me witness quickly. Yes. That this is true. Ezekiel looked up at it and he said, "Oh, wheel, wheel." The wheel was so mighty to the man's imagination, that he cried out, "Oh, wheel." Seeing that dreadful thing up there in the sky, and so far up in the sky, he said it looked dreadful. These things is going into action now pretty soon. The time is up for them to go into action. You and I being brothers, and with me walking around you day and night with the knowledge of these things and don't tell you, you will hold me responsible. So why didn't you tell me? I say, well, you wouldn't have believed it nowhere. Well, why didn't you tell us anyway? Let us disbelieve it. That wouldn't have been your fault. And that would be right. So I'm not going to let you come and tell me that. I'm going to tell you these things now. There are 2 certain places is on our earth that I'm bound to tell you, Dr. Howard. Was not told to tell you, but since the time is here, just about right to drop that from that plane to destroy our enemies, I'm going to soon tell you. But there are 2 places on our planet have been made for the purpose of hiding people. And they can stay there a long, long old time, and you will never know they're there. It is not so secret that I shouldn't tell you, but I'm not going to say so this evening, tell you this evening, because I go home, and I will think over it, and I will asked the Lord, should I say this thing? Should I reveal to them what you have revealed to me? That revelation of the end of the world and what will carry on the destruction of the people that is here now, and do it in such way of surprise as the Holy Quran refers to it, even the earth will act like a revelation has been received by her. Well, these things is all to make known to this world that they are not the God over the other world. This is what these things is coming into being. Now, in my conclusion, I ask you to do this. Try and get out of the name of the white man as fast as you can. That is true there, that Bible said the devil's name will be destroyed, he with it. And that God will give to you and me a name that will live forever. Muhammad, that name Muhammad, will be here 1 billion years to come or more. We've had other names, as he taught me. Some of them was great long names, 3 or 4 inches long. But he said we couldn't need all of that name. So the names he gives to us, much shorter than them old names that our people used to go in. This is, I think, what the Jews got some of their long names. They also have some long names in the Bible. So I said to you in my, just leave that like it is, brother, don't erase it. I said, just leave it as is, but don't erase it. Leave it like that. Maybe one of Yaakov boys will come in, and they'll look at it and fall dead.
Now you heard the Honorable Elijah Muhammad tell you about a mother plane. Many of you laughed and said the man is crazy. But the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said in 1930, there appeared in the sky a wheel-like plane. And when it went up, the stock market went down. Ezekiel saw this plane in a vision in 595 BC. He said he beheld a wheel in the middle of a wheel. He said it rose up from the earth. He didn't say it came down to the earth. He said it rose up from the earth. And the higher it got, it was dreadful. It's made like the universe, a wheel within wheels. The white man have spotted the little plane moving at the speed of 4,000 miles an hour. He has seen them land in the bigger plane and move off at the speed of 9,000 miles an hour. They want to knock it out the sky, and they have the ability to do it, but they can't reach it. Because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said to us that there are scientists on that plane who can tune in to the plannings and thinkings of the devil. And when they get ready to move on it, it moves. But it's there. You say, oh, nigga, you trying to frighten me. No, no, no. No, no, no. The weapon to destroy this world was in the mind of the God before the white man came into existence. It's up there. And before the year is out, listen to me good. Before the year is out, you will see them over Chicago and over the major cities of America. Before you can call Muhammad a liar, you're going to look up and see a wheel-like object. It's real. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad says on that mother of planes, it has 1,500 bombing planes. Each plane has 3 bombs on it. And a man laughs at the enemy and his foolishness, thinking he can overtake God and our planet. We laugh at you who are afraid of their nuclear capacity. And you're afraid of the beast who brought down fire from heaven. That plane, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has said to us, has 1,500 bombing planes on it. Each of these planes have 3 bombs with the same kind of dynamite in those bombs that are used to bring up mountains on the earth. He said when we want to bring up a mountain, we send this bomb into the earth to whatever depth we want the height of the mountain to be. He said the bomb has a drill on it made of the finest steel, and when it hits the earth, it begins to, the drill is set off, and there's a timing mechanism on the drill that when it reaches 1 mile into the earth, it explodes, bringing up a mountain a mile high, killing everything within 50 square miles. Listen, man. I said you're going to see these things. They have already been seen in formations over the capital of America, over the Capitol building. Their scholars and their scientists know that this is real. It ain't fantasy. It ain't from Mars. It ain't from Jupiter. It's not from Venus or Uranus. It's right from the earth. You don't think we would make an enemy and not know how to get rid of them, do you?
The mothership. They had a documentary, if you have on TV, they had a documentary that they are playing now. They are playing during the month of February, that verifies the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad concerning the presence of what they call unidentified flying objects. They are not objects from out of space. They are objects from right here on this earth, flown and mastered by superior intelligence. And these scientists came on the television talking about how they were flying their plane, and one of them was right near their wing. And then it took off at incredible speeds, doing things that no plane has ever been known to do. You know, they have to bank. This thing just shoots out, stops. I mean, look, this is unreal. At speeds they've been clocked of up to 25,000 miles per hour. It's heavy, brother. One time that the scientist said the Air Force sent some of their jets up after these unidentified, they call them flying objects. They're made like little wheels. And the scientist said that when they got so close to the plane shot out a ray at them and messed up all their electronics, and they lost complete control of the plane. And the plane started falling out of the sky, and as it got further and further away from this circular plane, it gradually got control of itself, or they got control of the plane. This happened to a passenger plane. Not only army planes, but passenger planes have encountered these things. Now, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that it's written in the Bible, in the book of Ezekiel, where Ezekiel in 595 BC had a vision of a wheel in the middle of a wheel, and it said it was run by the grace of God. It had eyes all around it. The wheel is not actually just a wheel up there, but it's a plane made like a wheel. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad says the mother plane is made a half a mile by a half a mile, and in it there are 1,500 of these little planes. Now, the white man knows that they're up there, and they're not up there to play. They're up there to destroy the present world. Now, you can take it or let it alone. Well, white folks are petrified because they can't handle it. And there's nothing that they have in science or technology that will enable them to handle these planes. Now, more and more, brothers and sisters, white people are going to admit that it's their end. And before you can say that Elijah Muhammad is a liar, you're going to be seeing these planes over the major cities. Now, I'm just telling you, so when you see it, don't get crazy, don't panic. It's your brothers, it's your people. Don't panic, don't get excited. Oh, black people are the greatest scientists the world has ever known. You don't believe that, but it's an actual fact. White folks know it. You and I have been made the dumbest people ever to be on the earth, but we are descendants of gods. Take it or let it alone. So, beloved, when you see these planes, I mean, I've seen the little one. I'm not too anxious to see the big one. I was driving from a Savior's Day convention on the Pennsylvania Turnpike going back to Boston where I lived. And one of them came right down over the highway. Oh man, it was such a beautiful sight. I stopped the car, jumped out and hollered. You know, I wanted them to come back. I really wanted to get a ride, you know what I mean? I'm just telling you the truth. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad didn't make us to fear them, but he said the big one that it comes from, it's a dreadful looking thing. And can you imagine, just imagine a mechanical object made like a wheel. 1/2 a mile by a 1/2 a mile. That's 8, nearly 9 football fields long, 9 football fields wide. And you imagine something like that coming down out of the clouds. It would bust your heart just to see something like that, day or night. So I can imagine how shook up white folks were when they first saw it in 1930. And if you remember the great blackout in New York City, where all the lights went out, elevators stopped, cars couldn't move, some of them. When was it? November the 9th, 1965. Were you there, said, when the lights went out? And those who took pictures of that night up over New York City, you could see a very bright object that was no star and was no planet, had sucked up all the juice, Jim, and stopped white folks from moving. I mean, look, when you see how powerful the God is, white folks really are little children. You know, the Holy Quran, I'm going to close this off. The Holy Quran, to show you how weak your enemy that you worship is. The Quran says this: if a gnat took as much as a morsel of bread from those whom you worship besides Allah, they have not the power to call the gnat back to bring that morsel of bread. Now think over that. It says, weak is the invoker and weak is the invoked. Weak is the caller and weak is he who calls. Now, you know how small a gnat is? And this is supposed to be a powerful dude. And if the gnat comes down and takes a crumb from him, he don't have the power to say, come back here, gnat, and bring me my bread. But he can call you and make you and me come. Go here, go there. And like little silly servants, we obey a man that cannot make a gnat bow, and we refuse to obey God, who has the power over all things. I think we ought to rethink our position.
Thank you, Brother Farrakhan. Beautiful.
It came over the news on the closing day of the old year that a Japanese pilot flying a jumbo cargo jet plane from Tokyo over the Arctic, I believe, and he saw a strange light, small circular planes following his plane. They followed him for 400 miles, which meant that he had these strange objects in his view for at least 50 minutes, at least. If he were going a little over 500 miles an hour, I would assume a jumbo jet, that he had what he saw in view for approximately 50 minutes, which is a long time to look at something and for something to be looking at you. Now he noticed the silhouette of a very huge object. Now remember, he's in the sky. I would imagine that he was between 30 and 40,000 feet in the air, approximately 5 miles up. So whatever he saw 5 miles up, looking out of the window of his cockpit, was also up at a considerable height. Mind you, he said it was a very huge object that appeared to be the size of 2 aircraft carriers. Now, if you've ever seen an aircraft carrier, then you know an aircraft carrier is capable of having on board it up to 7,000 passengers, with, of course, a huge number of airplanes. But now this was not the size of one aircraft carrier. Seeing something that huge in the sky would frighten me, I'm sure. Frighten you too. But something the size of 2 aircraft carriers. And an aircraft carrier of the huge type could be over 300 yards long, 900 feet to 1,200 feet in length. Well, I can understand the pilot was shook. And for the first time, the FAA, the Federal Aeronautics, I think, Aviation Administration, said that they took note of this object on their radar screens. This man made a picture of it, and he put the jumbo jet near it to give you some idea of the relative size of this object that he saw in comparison to the huge jumbo jet, the biggest thing that white folks make. And the jumbo jet looked like it could fit in this other plane over 150 times. Now let us stop a moment. As black people, we are very suspicious of black people. And whenever a teacher arises from among our own ranks telling us something that you did not learn from white folks, we are automatically suspicious of that person, and we believe they have made it up. As much as black people have suffered and are still suffering, and as much as you go to church and talk about God and talk about Jesus and talk about Moses, you are very, very hypocritical in your praise of God and in your talk of the prophets. For evidently, deep down in your own being, you really don't believe that a man, Jesus, ever existed. And listen, I'm saying deep down in your being. I know what you say out of your mouth and what's in your conscious mind, but I want to show you your actions to show that underneath all your talk, you are absolutely a hypocrite under it. When it comes to putting it to the test, you really don't have any confidence that God is really real.
The war, America cannot win the victory. It is impossible for America to be the victor in this universal war because of divine intervention against her. Although she has enough deadly material manufactured to try to win, can she win against Allah, God? She boasts of her material and being able to destroy the people of Earth 30 times. If she was left free to use her material, maybe America could win, but the divine die was set against her long before she ever became America. She can try and boast of her idea of mind to deceive her black slaves, but she will deceive herself and them. America is made manifest by Almighty God in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever, that she is total and deadly enemy against her once slaves. For many years, I have written that America's greatest sin is her evil done to her black slaves. Allah, God, intends to repay her for what she has done. She deceives the black slaves right at the point of total destruction. She tries to woo the so-called Negro with false and temporary promises by offering him high political jobs to keep him from turning his attention to self and kind. The black politician could and should use his political knowledge to benefit self and kind. White America isolates the messenger of God from their minds with these false promises and makes them to hate the messenger of God and to work against him, although the messenger of God is working for the interests of the black slaves. The eyes and ears of Allah, God, are open, looking and listening to their actions. It is not necessary for Allah, God, to use mechanical devices. Allah, God, is physically real, and He has real physical eyes and ears. He is capable of seeing and hearing everything we do and say. He has power to defeat us in our plans which are against His plans. The American slaveholders want to deceive the so-called Negro into believing that Allah, God, is not paying attention to them. The white man wants them to believe that he is the God that they should pay attention to. I warn my people who believe in the idea that the white man is the God they should pay attention to. You will come up the loser. Allah, God, is backing me up in the work He has given me to do. The work He has given me to do is for your own black salvation. If you think that you have salvation with the white man, then go ahead with him. I am not here to force you against your own will, but I want you to know that if you are looking to white America for your salvation, you are headed with them to your and their destruction. There is no hope for America to win the war. There is no hope for the black man in the future of America, for America has no future for herself. She will not be able to win the war. The scholars and the scientists know that America cannot win. It is not just I, alone, saying this. Scholars and scientists will tell us America cannot win, and we know by divine prophecy that America cannot win. If it were just Russia, China, Vietnam, and Korea using their judgment of how best to destroy each other, maybe America could win. For she has as much as they have in war material and scientific preparation. America is capable of going out of the atmosphere of the earth and to fight them from there, but she will not be able to go out of the atmosphere of the earth and destroy the black man of the earth. It is only a mistake that one should believe in America's ability to build a way station in the air or on the moon, for she will not be able to use it against us, for the divine plan is set to destroy her. We have many things out there in space that can be brought into action against America or any other nation today, for Allah is the greatest. The Mother Plane. The Mother Plane was made to destroy this world of evil and to show the wisdom and mighty power of the God whom came to destroy an old world and set up a new world. The nature of the new world is righteousness. The nature of the new world cannot be righteousness as long as unrighteousness is in its midst. The same type of plane was used by the original God to put mountains on his planets. Allah, God, who came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever, is wiser than any God before him, as the Bible and the Holy Quran teach us. He taught me that this place will be used to raise mountains on this planet, Earth. The mountains that he will put on this earth will not be very high. He will raise these mountains to a height of 1 mile over the United States of America. This reminds us of the prophet's prediction of this time of the destruction of the old world and the bringing in of a new world. Behold, the Lord maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. Bible Isaiah 24:1. There are planes in various nations today, but this is the mother of them all. Why? Because this type of plane was used before the making of this world. Why should God make such a sign of his power to destroy a nation? Because this is the final destruction of that people who have opposed God in his purpose and aims for justice and righteousness. The white race is not a people who were made righteous and then turned to unrighteousness. They were made unrighteous by the God who made them, Mr. Yaqub. Allah, God, who came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever, taught me that this plane is capable of reaching a height of 40 miles above the earth. His words could have been a sign meaning 40 years, in which the plane would go into action, and not referring actually to 40 miles. Allah, God, does not speak one word that does not have meaning. Every word that he speaks has meaning. The mother plane, according to what has been described of it by the devil scientists, is capable of not only staying up for long periods of time, but it is also capable of eluding the scientists. They want to attack and destroy it, but if a plane did get close enough to attempt to carry out this purpose, it would be destroyed instead. The white man has learned that this is not a place to be played with. Planes come out of the mother plane. In the 1930s, Canadian newspapers reported that they saw the wheel, mother plane. It came down out of the sky. They admitted that it looked like a great city, and that something came down from it. It appeared to be a tube, but the tube-like thing went back up again. Allah, God, who came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever, taught me that after 6 months to a year, the mother plane comes into the gravity of the earth. It takes on oxygen and hydrogen in order to permit it to stay out of the Earth's gravity until it needs refueling again. Ezekiel's prophecy of the wheel. Ezekiel saw the mother plane in a vision. According to the Bible, he looked up and saw this plane, Ezekiel 1:16, and he called it a wheel because it was made like a wheel. A plane that is wheel-shaped can turn in any direction at any time. He admitted that the plane was so high that it looked dreadful, and he cried out, "O wheel," Ezekiel 10:13. Ezekiel saw great work going on in the wheel and 4 living creatures, and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. Ezekiel 1:16. And when the living creatures went, the wheels went with them, and when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up. Ezekiel 1:19. The power of the lifting up of the 4 creatures was in the wheel. The 4 creatures represents the 4 colors of the original people of the earth. There are 5 great powers of the nations of the earth. These 5 powers are the black, brown, yellow, red, and white. Of the 4 original powers, the red is not an equal power. The vision shows the 4 creatures being lifted up from the earth. When the wheel was lifted up, they were lifted up, and when the wheel stood, they stood. This means that they waited upon the movement of the wheel. In Ezekiel's vision concerning the wheel, he said that he heard the voice of one tell the other to take coals of fire and to scatter it over the cities. This means bombs. It could mean fire too, however. The plane is to drop bombs which would automatically be timed to burrow quickly to a position of 1 mile below the surface of the earth where they are timed to explode. Allah, God, taught me that these bombs are not to be dropped into water. They are to be dropped only on the cities. It will be the work of the wheel. The wheel is the power of the 4 creatures, namely the 4 colors of the black man, black, brown, yellow, and red. The red Indian is to benefit also from the judgment of the world. We must remember that God comes to separate from the righteous that which is hindering the righteous from making progress, and to destroy the effect of the poison of that which has opposed the righteous. The effect of the poison will be fully destroyed after the destruction of the source of the poison, which has poisoned the righteous. It is like one being bitten by a rattlesnake. Quickly, medication is administered in order to minimize the effect of the poison upon flesh and blood until a complete cure is effected and the patient recuperates and is well again. It is useless to try to ignore Ezekiel's vision of the wheel, for the make and the destructive work of the wheel was foretold before it came to pass. The disbeliever believes that which he sees present and not that which is prophesied to come. That is why he is the loser and takes the course to hell, because he disbelieves in that which is prophesied to come about a particular day. This is what the enemy is trying to do today with the black man. He is fascinating him with sport and play and indecency and the doing of evil to keep him from going to the God who is present. You never thought the day would come when you would see your wife, mother, and old gray-haired women walking down the street today, half nude. A few years ago they would not have dared to come out into the public like that. But now they do so because the devil has put his approval on this kind of attire. They desire to please the devil. They do whatever the devil bids them to do. The devil desires to take the black man with him to his doom. Let us not classify the prophets as liars and ignore their prophecies, for we may cause our self-destruction through belief in the devil instead of belief in the God of righteousness. There is no known equal of the mother plane. This is the reason why she is called the mother plane. The mother plane is made for the purpose of destroying the present world. She has no equal. Do not marvel at the make of this plane, since it is from the God who made the universe of floating planets and stars, which are supported only by the power of Allah in their rotation in their orbits. Allah, God, whom came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever, taught me that the mother plane is a little human-made planet. Is it not simple for Allah, God, to make a new planet if He wants to? The mother plane is capable of staying out of the Earth's gravity for a whole year. He is capable of producing her own sphere of oxygen and hydrogen, as any other planet is able to do. The mother plane carries the same type of bomb on her that our black scientists dropped on the planet Earth to bring up mountains out of the Earth after the planet Earth was created. The knowledge of how to do this has not been given to the world, white race, nor will they ever get this kind of knowledge. The knowledge of the world is limited. If the devil would get this type of knowledge, we could just say that we are goners. However, they are not able to attain this type of knowledge. What does a 6-day-old baby, white race, look like trying to compete with a 6-year-old child, black nation? For the 6-year-old child can run all out in the yard and play. He can eat solid food. The power of the 6-day-old baby is limited. The knowledge and power of this world's life, white race, is limited. The world of the white man was made from what he found and what he has seen and learned from the work of the original black man. The white race is far from being able to equal the power and wisdom of the original black man. The mother plane and her work is a display of the power of the mightiest God, Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever. Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever, is the wisest and best knower. He is the mightiest of them all. O wheel, says the prophet Ezekiel. She was so high up in the sky that she looked dreadful. She is capable of staying away from you who plan the destruction of her. She is capable of confusing you who would try to reach her with your means of destruction. There are scientists on the mother plane who know what you are thinking about before the thought materializes. Holy Quran chapter 50:16. Therefore, it is impossible to try to attack the mother plane. She can attack you, but you cannot attack her. The mother plane can hide behind other stars and make herself invisible to the eye because she does not have to wait on a power from the earth. She can produce her own power to go wherever she desires to go in space. The mother plane is not like your little bullets or cameras which are powered by your limited power. The Bible prophesies that today Allah, God, wishes to make known to you that He is God. He wishes to be respected as the superior God. He wishes all life in the universe to know that He is the greatest. The Muslim recognizes Allah, God, to be the greatest. He always repeats, "Thou art the greatest." There is no God like unto thee, none deserves to be served or worshipped besides thee. O mighty wheel. I repeat that there is plenty of significance to the make of the mother plane. There is much significance to the course of operation of her work. 55 space here in this book is limited, but what Allah, God, taught me concerning the mother plane could be put into book form. O wheel, made to rock the earth and to heave up mountains upon the earth. O wheel, destroyer of nations. No wonder the prophet Isaiah prophesied that the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. Bible, Isaiah 24:20. Let us seek refuge in Allah, God, from the destructive work to come from this mother of planes.